Hello everyone and welcome back to my makerspace. I'm the Alex Beast and today we're going to be correcting a light leak that I discovered in the filming of my first video. If you didn't watch the first video, I'm currently working on a lit model of the USS Voyager from Star Trek Voyager. And when you're working with lighting inside of a model, you want to make sure that all the lights contained are only shining in the areas it's supposed to be. If it's shining into other areas, you could not end up with the desired lighting effect that you were going for. So in this case, one of the marker lights on the side of the ship here has lost its light blocking material. This light leak likely occurred because both the materials I used to secure the LED in place and also to block the light from getting into the rest of the saucer section are both flexible materials. I used hot glue to secure it in place. I used tulip fabric paint to block out the light. Both of these are flexible materials, and the wires coming out of the saucer for these lights were not secured in place. They're both pretty loose in there. And so me tugging around on them throughout many iterations of plugging the model in and showing it off has caused that to stretch and break in several places. So what we need to do is we need to get inside of there, spread some more of this around, and hope that we can cover all the light leaks. This is going to be a particularly challenging problem to fix because this part of the model is already sealed up. The only access I have is in through this area right here and also through these little tiny windows. Now, I spent quite a bit of time this afternoon trying to figure out a way that I could get you guys inside of there while I'm working, but I couldn't figure it out. So you're going to get an over-the-shoulder view and an overhead camera view while I work this out, and I'll show you some before and after footage so you can see the problem, and then also so you can see how I fixed it. The tools that we're going to need to make this fix are going to be tulip fabric paint to help cover up the light leak, any kind of stick really to get inside of the ship and spread it around, super glue in order to secure the wires in place, that way they don't move anymore and don't cause this to happen again, and a precision applicator for both the glue and the tulip so that we can try to get both of these products where we need them. Alright, so first I think I'm going to try to get these wires out of the way so that way that'll give me a little more space to work. This is definitely kind of tricky stuff. One important thing to note is that the super glue I'm using is a clear plastic safe super glue. There are several clear plastic windows in this portion of the model. And if you don't use a clear plastic safe glue, the fumes of the glue drying will actually cause the clear plastic to fog up, completely ruining the point of having clear plastic. You can just put the applicator on like that, and it gives you this nice long hose that you can use to get inside these hard to reach places. So we're gonna get my tool back, and we're gonna hook these wires out of the way. Try and get this tip in there somewhere. I think I need it to be a little more straight, see if I can't work that out. Well, this tip is full of glue. It's curled on me quite a bit more, making it fairly difficult to work with. Let's see if I can switch hands so I can get my right hand on it. I am right-handed. Alright, let's try this again. If I can get these both just tacked down a little bit, I can get the tool out of there and get both hands on this to manipulate this applicator. That'll make things much easier. Okay, those are stuck down now. Awesome. You can get that out of there, and now I should be able to use both hands to try to manipulate this thing. Let's go. See if I can't actually come in through one of these windows and get a better angle. I should have done that from the start. Holy crap. I can get a much better angle at it coming through the windows. And this applicator is thin enough that it lets me do that. Yeah, that's working out. Very nice. Very small amounts are coming out. That's why it's taking so long to get at it. And I would like to get enough of a pool that it goes over the top on both sides and gets a really good secure bond. And I think that will do it. I'm going to use the tulip paint instead of the blue. And we're going to attempt to get that in and around where my light leak is. This stuff should flow a lot more readily than the super glue did. Alright, so where do we need to be? Trying to determine where I need to come through at. I think, for whatever reason, I need to be way farther back than where the light is itself. Alright, starting the paint flow now. I'm in a spot where I think I can get some coverage. But we will see. Back. Nope, that ain't working. Had an explosion. Started bursting out around the seams there, so we are going to have to do this a different way. Alright, so plan B involves just getting a gob of it on my tool here and just smearing it on over there until I get everything covered that I want. I don't have to worry about being too careful in here because it'd be very hard for me to get this somewhere I don't want it since no one's going to see inside of this thing when it's all said and done. Alright, we're loaded up. Going in. Come on. Get in there, get in there. My tool is just too short. So, when you need a tool, make a tool. Let's see if I can't take one of these dental applicators and give myself a little bit of extra length on there, utilizing our good old friend masking tape. Alright, let's see how that does for us. That should be just fine. Okay, let's load her up. Stuff was really nice to use when I had access to it. Just squirt it all where you needed it. I missed it, looks like. So we're gonna load up and go again. I'm getting very little of it where I want it looks like, but eventually we will get there. Alright, that's all I can see from there. They're still coming out on the side here, which is what initially clued me in that there was something wrong. So I'm going to try the applicator again, But this time we're gonna, since I don't need, it's what I need to get some just right in there. So we're going to cut the tip of this off, which should hopefully let it flow instead of exploding all over me like it did last time. Got a little bit of it out. There. So I actually got some of the stuff in that window right in there. It's in that top left corner. It's very hard to see. And unfortunately my lighting situation is such that I can't get a better shot for you. So what I'm going to do is make another reaching tool. Only this time we're going to put some isopropyl on it and see if we can't get in there and clean that off, especially while it's still a little wet. Fresh extender tool made. Get the isopropyl here. There we go, that's looking good, looking good. Awesome. Yeah, so when I said didn't really need to worry about where I got it on the interior, I managed to get it on one of the few spots where I actually do need to worry about where it ended up. So those clear plastic windows need to remain clear. Cool. Alright everybody, and there it is after our fix. It's a little messy in there, but as you can see, lights on, lights off. Lights on, lights off. There's still a few tiny little light poking through, but the intensity is such that the main cabin lights will be able to dim it, or be able to overcome it. Alright, here it is on the outside. You can see that light is no longer shining through the windows there on the right. So we have fixed our light leak. Alright everybody, with that we have successfully performed some scale model surgery. There's still some more work to be done in the saucer section, but we're going to be taking a break from it for now. Instead, next week we're going to be moving on to the main hull section, where we're going to try to get the surface ready for priming, and then maybe stuff some electronics in here. If you like the video, please like and subscribe, and we'll see you next week.